Um, Before we dive into the world of zombie movies, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button if you're enjoying the content. And um, as a die-hard fan of zombie films, I've seen my fair share of both domestic and international productions. The Train to Busan franchise holds a special place in my heart, with the original film being a masterclass in tension, suspense, and character development. It left me on the edge of my seat throughout its entire runtime. In 2016, the movie Train to Busan brought a much needed revitalization to the zombie genre, which had been overwhelmed by an endless tide of movies, games, and shows like The Walking Dead. Uh, and the film stood out due to its intense emotional journey with well crafted characters. Uh, Moreover, it effectively portrayed its zombies as genuinely terrifying for them. Uh, um, Unfortunately, the sequel was so underwhelming that it quickly faded from memory. As a passionate cinephile, I can tell you that the final scene of Train to Busan left me reeling, much like a powerful punch to the gut. The zombie apocalypse was far from over when the credits began to roll, but it didn't exactly set up a sequel either. However, the movie garnered an impressive 95% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and raked in over $95 million globally. This level of critical acclaim and box office success naturally led to discussions about a sequel, and things initially seemed promising when original writer and director Yun Sang-ho agreed to direct Train to Busan Presents Peninsula. Unfortunately, this this spinoff lived up to its lukewarm reception. Following its release in 2020, the movie Peninsula was criticized heavily, earning a disappointing score of 55% on Rotten Tomatoes. This sequel to Train to Busan left many viewers surprised, as it was directed by the same filmmaker. The original stood out for its well-developed characters, making audiences deeply care about their struggle for survival. It also boasted impressive action sequences, but unfortunately, the sequel, Train to Busan Presents Peninsula, offers plenty of action, but it seems overly generic compared to the original's expertly made CISO crafted set pieces. It makes sense that they chose the name Train to Busan Presents rather than simply calling it Train to Busan 2. The sequel seems more like an unrelated zombie script that was reworked, and Peninsula leans heavily on stereotypical characters and plot lines. The excessive use of CGI undermines the action's intensity. If the film didn't have the burden of following one of the greatest zombie movies, it might have been considered a fun but unnecessary action horror flick to Train to Busan. However, with no clear ties to the original story, it's a chaotic mess. And the movie attempted something akin to the Cloverfield series, where each installment unfolds within the same universe, yet features fresh narratives and characters. Essentially, it's a spiritual successor in terms of setting, with a 4-year time gap between um, the initial event and Peninsula, revealing South Korea's post-zombie outbreak state. This unique setup is intriguing. However, it resulted in a zombie tale that felt quite familiar to viewers. If you loved Train to Busan, you might not know that it has a well-received prequel too. Contrary to some animated spin-offs having inconsistent quality, Soul Station stands out as an exceptional prequel that delves into how the virus spread when, unlike its high-energy, fast-paced zombie film counterpart, this prequel offers a somber exploration of character development and social commentary as those at the bottom of society begin to experience the impact of the outbreak. Once more, Yon Sang-ho took the reins as writer and director, and Seoul Station seems more aligned with Train to Busan than its live-action sequel did. This prequel tackles numerous social issues in South Korea, particularly its handling of homelessness, and its somber conclusion underscores these themes even further. Remarkably, Soul Station boasts a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, although it lacks the high-octane action and grandeur that Train to Busan offers. The main issue with Peninsula is that it fails to deliver a genuine sequel feel. Trying to replicate the success of the initial installment, which stood alone as such a meticulously constructed work, was an error in judgment. So while there have been discussions about a possible Train to Busan 3, the dissatisfaction with the second film may have put those plans on hold. News about that remake has been silent for a while now. And it might be best if no more movies based on Train to Busan are made, leaving the original and Soul Station as, exceptional counterparts. If another film is produced, it needs to recapture the same blend of tense, confined atmosphere with authentic, imperfect characters that was present in the first movie. Bringing back Kim Soo-won as an older Soo-won could also help create a sequel that stays true to the essence of the original. And on that note, I'll leave you with a zombie-themed joke.
Why can't the zombie go to the party?
Because he heard it was a real scream. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,